Let's try and do this thing. Good enough. Public. All right. I love you too, Jane. Oops. All right. Let's give this a shot. We'll let this play out, of course. It's awesome. Yeah, we have a rat problem. We have a rat problem in Iowa, y'all. We do. That is what's happening. People are talking. I don't know how serious people are being about this being like have CIA written all over it. Honestly, this fucking feels CIA written all over it. I'm not saying that like legit. Like the CIA is rigging it for Pete, but like this is fucking spy shit. This is what you do. You declare victory. Oh, we're victorious in that. Oh, we did really well. Not that we were actually victorious. Are you fucking shitting me? Who is buying this? And now there's like 60% of the vote out. I fucking. It feels like cheating. It smells like cheating because it is cheating. It is cheating to declare yourself the winner with 0% of the votes in. And I don't care what he crap he has to say about. Oh, I didn't actually mean that. So he took one victory lap, and now he's in the middle of taking another victory lap. Because there's 60% out, and he's up by like 2 or something. I don't fucking know the truth. Neither does he. He just wants to go in strong to New Hampshire, feeling like a fucking winner. It's grasping careerist, every grasping careerist you've ever known who's told you that they've gotten their position because they're meritorious or they tested the best, it's fucking bullshit. They cheat. They fucking cheat. They rig it. That fucking nonsense. I'm sorry. I'm not mad about this. Congratulations, Bernie Sanders, on a spectacular victory. I'm so fucking mad these dumbass fucking boars are gonna kill me. I do have it on like super hard mode. I don't know why. Just blow off some steam. And this is really important too. I think anyway. I'm not good enough to talk and play on a high difficulty at the same time. Hang on, y'all. I've beaten this whole fucking game on Death March more than once, so I don't feel compelled to do it right now. Anyway, Pete's a cheating ass scumbag, and he's a rat. But you know what? He ain't really the whole problem. He is not. We do not need to let the fucking Democratic Party itself, institutionally, the apparatus that is responsible for ostensibly, conducting these elections. They did this. What was really weird was the day before the caucuses. I'll admit, I went out and I checked out some of the libs. Yeah, Blood and Wine is fun. Sorry, I'm just kind of fucking around right now. I am trying to look at the chat at the same time, but in the lead up to the caucuses, I was reading some libs and some wonks, and they were all talking about how everything's really muddled and it don't really matter who wins, and that we're probably going to see what amounts to a 4-way tie. And then I started getting a bunch of wind of caucus locations were changing within just hours of the vote supposedly being held. and then the vote happens, and then the app crashes, and then we all find out at once that like this app is literally owned by a company called Shadow. Like, what? Just name yourself a Front Company Incorporated. Like, this is awesome. But oh, thanks, Alex. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, so I read about how it don't really matter who wins, and also everybody will win, so nobody will lose. And then the app crashes, and then we don't really. And then the next day they start reporting the results by trickle, which doesn't seem. This is reminiscent of what happened on the Republican side in 2016, wasn't it? Where the winner of the Iowa caucuses was unclear, and they bollocks the announcement. I think because like Rick Santorum ended up winning, I believe, but obviously I don't know. It was a long time ago. In any case, they gotta get their fucking act together. Like, I know we shouldn't be having caucuses at all, but like we fought that battle and lost on the reformist side. And so if you're gonna have caucuses, then fine. You need to have them, try to make them as accessible as possible. But instead, they decided to begin changing the locations of several caucuses mere hours before the vote was supposed to be held, and they can't report the results on time. And then Pete declares victory and says, "Oh, I wasn't really declaring victory." And then with 60% of the vote in, he's up by 2, and now he's declaring victory again, at least by proxy. I haven't seen he's really said that. It's all really fucking slimy and shady. Anyway, let's talk to this dude. What's up, man?
What is it?
I like his hat.
Why does one summon a witcher, To inquire about the gossip currently flowing about the court? I have a problem.
Transparent Elections Incorporated.
You the one posted the notice? Go on then, spit it out. What's it about?
First, my dear witcher, we must establish ground rules. Given the vast
Oh my
difference in
god.
our respective
You fucking
social
kidding me right now?
positions, I'm sorry to say I take umbrage at the familiar tone you take. I expect deference. I expect you to address me as Sir, or better yet, as Monsieur de Bourbeau.
I'll be nice. Monsieur de Bourbeau. Or however you fucking say that bullshit.
Bourbeau?
Oh my god. Shut the fuck up.
See, now I'd rather emphasize something else. Tell me what this is about.
Yeah, it all feels
Change my mind.
extremely transparent and fair, Rhett.
Very well. Let us
It's
set
fucking
this off.
ridiculous.
Something has infested my vineyard.
Blah 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 blah.
Great. Let me go.
I beg your
Prepare
pardon.
my something oil.
Need more information than that.
Where was therein lies the rub? None has seen the beast.
Missing men.
Who's disappeared? If you...
Most recently some farmhand, I believe.
Despite the vast difference in your social statuses,
You must...
What an asshole. What a fucking
voices you
asshole.
mentioned, where do they come from?
Well,
So yeah, I did call Sam yesterday, and I tried to make a heartfelt point
The
about
monster must dwell underground.
what I think politics is really about.
When are the noises loudest?
Because
in the night. Oh, that should suffice with...
yeah, let's talk about my pay.
Depends. What kind of...
I'm not actually that good at this.
Come now, be reasonable.
Alright, almost nailed it. Come on, man. Fuck off, come on.
Come,
That is very reasonable. Reasonable as fuck.
come now.
Thank you. Alright.
Fine, I'll do it.
And what I told him was,
Around here.
Very well.
like, the policy that a campaign comes out with is really... It's a reflection. It also draws people to the campaign, obviously. But it's also a reflection of that campaign's coalition. And what politics is really about isn't just left and right or liberal and conservative. People should remember that politics existed long before even the terms left and right did. The left and right comes from the French Revolution, and obviously that's, you know, late into the, or at the dawn of the modern era, basically, the rise of mass literacy and the Enlightenment. And people have existed on this planet for literally hundreds of thousands of years before that, collectively organizing themselves to this end or that end. Even in political bodies, literally governments and shit. And this idea that, like, what it really boils down to is, like, this candidate's progressive, that candidate's not. This policy is better than that policy because it's to the left, to the right. All that is really important, but it is all second order to me. Because the most important thing is who's behind the candidate. Who's pushing them to the top, because those are the people whose interests, broadly speaking, are going to be represented once power is achieved. And as much as I like some of Elizabeth Warren's policies, although not all of them, her coalition isn't like Bernie's. It isn't looking more like Bernie's as the day goes on, metaphorically speaking. And because of this, I think the choice is clear. I can't understand why anyone who considers themselves liberal or left in any way could think that, like, this doesn't matter in any way. Who wins, especially of the two of them. That is just bonkers to me. Now, I've read some people much smarter than I who definitely believe that shit. At least in some ways. I cannot see. Hang on a second. Oops. Press the wrong button. I've checked the stream. It comes through looking good, but for me, it is too dark. Yeah, damn, it sucks. Maybe I can... I looked for the Gambit here earlier, and I could not find it. Yeah, whatever. I will just pretend that the game is like super realistic and just drink a cat potion. Sorry. That's what I think politics is largely about. It's about what motivates people to come together and to what end. And, you know, I meant what I said. The rising tide of fascist
Alright, let's look around.
government in this country, it can only be defeated by a massive popular movement of working class people who are not organized on racial lines or bourgeois lines. That's like property owners. That's what the Republicans' politics are going. They are organizing. They're moving towards organizing around whiteness. And, you know, we know where that shit leads.
What the?
Oh, shit. What's happening? Anyway. But Sam, I wanted to talk about electability. And I guess, like, it is true that, like, in terms of electability, you know, my point was that, you know, people speak of an electorate as like an audience that exists and they're in a room and then you appeal to them and they all get together and they vote. But, you know, you can also build your own audience. Yeah. Neat. Uh-oh. What's down here? Is it a rat? It's a fucking rat, probably. Needs killing. Oh, whatever. Close enough. Piss off! Yeah, explode! Boom! Literally fire. Also, I feel like this is unfortunately getting lost too. Bernie did really well in Iowa. He did. He did really well in Iowa. And to everyone who gave money or volunteered, phone banked, text, you know, you want to win 100-0 every time, but should be proud. And Bernie's not gonna run out of money. His support is solid. People will back him all the way to the convention. And if this does turn out to be a hard scrabble fight for delegates till the very bitter end or whatever the fuck, then, you know, there's who else can stand up to him? Biden's fucking done, man. Like, he's... Biden is... I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with him. If he's really down in 4th or 5th... I have no idea. That is true, Alex. Alex says the shenanigans increases donations. I mean, I'd prefer them not fuck with him, of course, but, it will have a backlash. Piss people off. And they become even more committed. And honestly, compared to 2016, the campaigns themselves, I do not think have been as as nasty as they were in 2016. But I know we're just getting started. But this fuckery by the party itself. This seems, a lot of this is unprecedented, right? Like, that poll getting spiked, that's never happened before. The New York Times endorsing 2 candidates in the Democratic Party primary. I don't think that that's a thing that's happened before either. I didn't even thought of that. Using this app was a choice. I mean, maybe it's a sucky ass app or whatever, but like we already know how they got the contract. They were politically connected a tech firm. That's how they got the money. Exactly the kind of contracts that Nobiki Kans was attempting to fight against. Tom Perez told her, you know, no. Is it? Have some fire. And this game's so much easier when it's on normal mode. I haven't even played it since on this mode, like years. Yeah, fucking pest control. That's what we need. Yeah.
Cracked Kiki more eggs. Something's been feeding on them.
Feeding them, eh? They're like some fucking...
No, Kiki more duck this. Tunnels are the work of something much bigger. Something with heavy, wide claws.
Something connected to the CIA, maybe. Rat fucking pieces of shit. The good news is New Hampshire coming up. You know, if Pete's really surging and New Hampshire coming up, you know, I don't want to count my chickens, but Sanders
before the young hatch start prowling the vineyard.
pulling pretty good. Destroy all the eggs. Get all those. I don't know. And then once South Carolina and Nevada, I believe, is a little more racially diverse than people might think. I don't see any more eggs. Whatever. And like you know, if Biden collapses, where's a lot of his older support
Damn it, Young could hatch any minute.
gonna go? Especially the non-white support. Is it really gonna go to like Pete? You know, I really don't think so.
Water coursing, last ground stream. Monster I'm looking for.
And I don't think it's gonna go to Warren, who is also looking
Some kicking wars.
not that good.
Big, very
Klobuchar, yeah, right, okay.
Time to go back to the surface.
You know, she needed to freaking win here. She's trying to spin her 4th place finish as some sort of like victory. No way. No way. And so like people crap on Bernie for like, you know, oh, he's not racially sensitive or whatever. But they're gonna have friends and family who are younger, who they know probably support Bernie, and they're gonna, you know, they'll think, all right, well, you know, looks like this is a guy. Looks like this is a guy. So if they want to make this a long thing,
What is the
we'll
meaning
crush
of
him.
this? I'm paying you to slay a monster, not demolish my property.
Property's falling
Whatever.
apart on its own, what with all the tunnels under it. I'd fill those in soon if you don't want your building to collapse.
I don't care.
Tunnels? fiddle my thumb, how did tunnels appear down there?
Something dug 'em. A large creature. Also killed a few kikimores down there and destroyed their eggs. Consider it a half favor. Won't cost you much.
Ooh, burn.
Kikimore eggs. Yes.
This guy's
Madame de
bougie as
Bourbeau, I
hell.
presume? Here you know something about the missing farmhand.
Thanks for the tip, buddy.
Yes. We went to examine this year's seedlings. Something had been nibbling at them.
Blah, blah, blah. Where'd you see him?
Where'd you last see Jean-Luc, madame? Exactly.
In the fields, north of here.
New seedlings there?
Hmm?
I was under...
Almost all, I think.
I believe that they're screwing,
Describe
if I recall
Jean-Luc.
this quest correctly. Been a while.
Exceedingly well built.
Dear, concentrate. There is not a peasant that is not well built.
I do
Work
think
in
that
the fields.
primaries,
He means scars,
and there are more
birthdays.
primaries and caucuses coming up, I think.
Then
Primaries
was
harder
his,
to
but
to
he did
screw
have
with
hands around his neck.
than these
Silver
caucuses.
jewelry On a farmhand?
It was a gift, I believe. Or that is what he claimed.
Also, I saw reports of like, you
Enough
know,
to go on.
Then what are you frigging
Bernie not
about
getting the
now?
turnout that he really needed. Maybe that's true or whatever. Even if it is, though, honestly, the guy's got, he's got no help from the Democratic Party at all. They're just not interested in registering poor working class people to vote for them. They're just not. They literally rather lose. I mean, that's literally was their choice in 2016. They literally preferred losing to trying to do that shit. I don't think really that people understand just how like high the stakes are here. Like it isn't just about beating Trump either. I think. I mean, yes, Trump needs to be defeated, but like who defeats matters. If Joe Biden becomes president, do you really think things are gonna get better? He's gonna roll back in a big way all the things that Trump's done, or is he gonna, of every 10 steps that Trump has taken, he'll roll back one?
Bread's really stale. Been here a while.
I think that's far more likely. That's how the Democrats play it. That's how Hillary Clinton played gay marriage. Remember, they wanted, the Republican position was, let's put a constitutional amendment in our fucking documents, right? Like that, and will define marriage between a man and a woman. And the liberal, moderate Democratic position was, well, okay, of course, like I believe that marriage is between a man and a woman, and legally it should stay that way. But ultimately, the Constitution is going too far. Oh man, what a banger message! Man, it really paid off for him.
Blanket was laid out.
Idiots. Fools. So our response to right-wing authoritarianism can't be, well, we'll roll back 20% of this, 30% of this. We need a drastic change. I know whoever the president will be is going to be constrained institutionally, but
Track split.
Hmm.
Woman turned back here.
Interesting.
Man kept going.
But like we don't have a choice but to try, because like I don't know about anybody else, but like I'm not ready to like pick up a gun.
Trail ends here.
She went back to the
Looks like she
manor.
went back to the manor.
Follow the other trail. The tax cuts. Yeah, even just like leaving aside more like visceral things like I'm thinking specifically about immigration and the military. I'm telling you, for every 10 things Trump's done, Joe Biden rolls back one. And on the tax cuts, he'll make a deal with the Republicans, make 80% of those permanent in exchange for, I don't know, the Democrats also,
Trees. As if
you know,
something rolled over them.
sacrificing one of their firstborn son every
Only they dig
election
tunnels
cycle
deep
to the
like
Republican
that.
Party for the rest of time as a sort of win. Because that'll prove how bad the Republicans are. Look, they're into child sacrifice or something. Oh, it's brilliant play. That's the kind of like Democrat mindset. DACA is already in big trouble. I feel like I would have to talk to Ronald Reagan about it. Everyone go listen to Redirect all the time. I may try to have him on the show again soon. Speaking of the show, though, while I got everyone here, I just tell everyone I have some things planned that I'm really excited for. I already got a little date with my is that supposed to go in here? I don't even know.
Time to end this.
Where you at? What the heck? He's over there. But I have a date with my podcast bro already set up on this Saturday. Should I say who it is? Maybe I should just tell everyone. I mean, it hasn't. I don't want to jinx it because it hasn't happened yet. I mean, we've talked and we've scheduled a time, we have a plan, but you never know. Things might not turn out the way I want them to. I will say I have a date with a very talented voter who's experienced at using history as a weapon, and I think that's probably enough.
Entrance. Let's see if this Witcher left any tracks. Trail leads to that cave.
Blah blah blah. I don't even want that stupid fucking armor. Who cares? What am I supposed to look at up here? Oops. We're gonna talk about the American Revolution a little bit, but not the parts that everyone thinks about. Because I was looking into some stuff, and I was getting more and more fascinated. I was getting more and more fascinated by like the historiography kind of. Oh, come on, guys. Thank you. And I was getting fascinated with the historiography on like a bunch of different levels too. Right? Like, because obviously I always have critiques of the right-wing standard, like bog standard right-wing view of history or American history. Then I'm always pleased to. Ah, fuck you. I'm always pleased to dismantle these, but there's also some lib takes on history that are like better, but they're also incomplete. And then there are some takes by some Marxists where they're probably the best, but even they can be like a little bit reductionist and a little too dismissive of maybe the libs. And so I don't know, I'm trying to find a way to like synthesize all of this in an interesting way through the prism of literally just like one little rebellion
Straight.
after
Perfect for digging.
the Articles of Confederation were signed, but before the Constitution was ratified. Shays Rebellion. But we'll talk more broadly than just like I should meditate. Need potions. More broadly than just like, here's what happened or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm really excited because I really admire. He'll probably never see this, I guess, so I don't need to be embarrassed. I really admire and respect my talented voter. I do. And I even met him once, and he was nothing but cool. We hung out and drank together, and he was really encouraging to me. Even told me he listened to one of my episodes, told me which one, told me he liked it. Really nice guy, and he's in addition to being a really nice guy, he's also, you know, incredibly intelligent and a sweet boy. Really. So I hope I can hang with him. I do. I don't want to sound like a fucking moron, that's for sure. I'm sure it'll be fine. And it'll be nice to talk about something that isn't just the election, which, like, obviously I'm incredibly into the election. I'm incredibly invested in the election. But there's a lot of talk out there about the election already. And I get tired of, you know, some off-the-cuff stuff is good, but like people, that's literally all they do all day is watch things, read things, and then try to talk about what they've seen off the cuff. You know. Maybe try to collect your thoughts a little bit, write something down. I don't know. Especially if you're doing a podcast, you're not just like streaming. Can I break this? Nah, fuck you.
Looks like there might be something down there.
Can I fit? Nah, probably not.
Must be the corpse of the Witcher from the School of the Bear.
Sad times. Should probably read this crap. Sorry, let me get this chat. I'm gonna talk about how the North's army was segregated. I wasn't gonna talk too much about the Continental Army at the time. One thing that's really interesting about the army at the time is that not everywhere, but a lot of it was the officers were elected. Pretty fucking cool, if you ask me. I mean, I don't know if that's a way to run the military all the time, but I actually think bringing democracy to the army, I don't know, I'm kind of into it, honestly. I mean, it was better than the people that were appointed, who will reveal themselves over the course of the episode to be some of the worst scoundrels and tools of capital that ever there have been. And we do not need to even wait for a constitution for them to show their colors. We literally won't even be the United States of America before they begin. Before they begin to prove themselves. As you might think that this is a country by and for the white man, and you ain't wrong about that, but there's some important caveats and limitations to that as well.
Crushed ribs, cracked skull. Shaelmar did this.
And like I said, you don't even need to go back to the
Silver pendant. A lock of hair inside. Same color as Madame de Bourbeau's.
Yep. Cheating on him. If I have a choice, not gonna tell him. I think I usually do, but you know, honor, justice, all that. I'm gonna brew some crap. Hooray.
The smell is within the lair, somewhere near an air current, so the scent spreads throughout the cave.
Thanks, Geralt. I don't know if you guys watched the Netflix show, The Witcher. I think Reception has been kind of mixed.
That stench.
It grew on me. I will say that. Come on, do the thing. There we go. The non-linear storytelling they do is... I appreciate that they took a gamble and tried to do something novel, but I think it confused a lot of people. So it was probably a mistake. It was the only way they could think of to, like, how can we make two characters who've literally never seen each other before? How can we make their reunion for both them and the audience, story-wise, feel heartfelt? Feel heartfelt. You know, feel real. Feel, you know, impactful emotionally. And that's how they chose to do it. But instead, it required everyone to like read up about the show on a bunch of blogs before the fucking I mean, before watching the show, or else be hopelessly confused. This is probably a mistake if you're trying to get people into the shit. But I don't know. I enjoyed it. It's okay to like things, I think. It can be easy to be miserable and critique everything all the time. Critique has its place. But it's also okay to just like some things, as long as you're not too invested in it. That's something I do a whole show about.
I like that silver.
Which everything burns. Can't see. Blah, 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 blah. Where's my yeah. Sorry. These poor guys, they sound so... They squeal. I feel bad. I'm whooping its ass. Whatever. Whoa. Fighting Sonic the Hedgehog. My Igni is really good. Fire Mage build. I could look up, like, how you're supposed to fight it, but I'd rather just set it on fire, like, super hardcore.
I just gotta chop off its head and go get my reward.
Easy. Easy peasy, chicken greasy. Chop that vermin's head off. Parody in the game. In the game. I haven't checked out Chapo's said anything about. Of course, it narrows your constituency, and you know it might be the case that if the people do the appointing are themselves democratically elected and controlled, then maybe that's fine, because it is true, you can't really run an army by committee. You can't. I mean, at least I don't think so. I don't know. I've never seen it done. You know. But that being said, you know, I think you want to have as much like hierarchy and leadership in the military as you absolutely must, and absolutely no more than that. And their power should always be incredibly restricted. And if there's ever a question in terms of the balance you strike, I would almost always err on the side of like more democratic, less hierarchical and authoritarian and powerful because, I mean, we see where we're at now. It's not great. It really isn't. A lot of times I feel like Trump himself even is those generals, they lead the president around as much, if not more, than the other way around. You feel me? Ah! So bright. There we go. I mean, I guess I could, you know, how did the Red Army beat the fucking Nazis after taking over the country? I don't know. I should try to do it. I don't know if Tim Starwin knows anything about that. He offered to help me out with more European stuff. Russia's half European, half Asian. I never want to become a military history show or do military history though. I think military is just kind of boring. Yeah, I'm talking about some battles, whatever. I'll let you know what happened. But the history of like military campaigns and armies themselves, generally, I'm not interested in. At least not for the sake of themselves. I'd prefer. He's down here. I'd prefer to talk about what those armies are fighting for, you know, who leads them and why, how do they fall apart, whatever, that kind of thing. Much more interesting to me.
You'd best be bearing good news. Get on with it.
No, I'm not. I ain't telling you about the
Got rid
thing.
of it was a Shelmar.
Shelma. Whatever could that be?
Not. I'm gonna let your wife keep fucking you behind, fucking somebody else behind your back.
Just big as a barn.
I know I originally wanted to,
Well, Master
I told you
Warrior,
everyone I was
you
gonna
make
try to
your
stream on
first
Saturdays and
when you
Tuesdays.
ultimately proved your worth.
Saturdays are kind of a bad day, though, I figure, because we started taking a bit of Ubering for some extra cash.
I'm afraid he's dead.
It would be better to work on those days, unfortunately.
Oh, him. Trivialist losses go. I shall soon find another to take.
But I'm definitely never abandoning. So, oh, I forgot to post this link on Patreon. Oh well.
Not on the sheer
Ah, god damn it.
so long.
Because I was about now that I'm done with the quest. Hooray.
A jump is like a lake.
I haven't even decked out my place yet. Anyway. Clear a couple of these question marks to probably wrap it up. And conclusion for the stream though. I've seen going around, there's been some people who feel pretty despondent, as if you know, maybe it don't matter if I volunteer or phone bank, text bank, give money, vote myself. Maybe it don't matter. Maybe they'll just take it from us. And so maybe there's no point. Man, I feel that, I really do. Oh, take out your silver sword. Hang on a second. I feel that, I really do, but I don't know how else to say it. People cannot give into that. Well, one of the main reasons I'd say they shouldn't is because if they're gonna steal it from us, make them do it. And make them do it, make them have to do it hard. Make them have to steal a lot of votes. You know, if the system really is rotten, what about some 60s style hiding the contradictions? If you're super into, I don't know, like not anarchism as a philosophy, but maybe anarchism is like a style or flavor of tactics. I don't know. I tend to think, honestly, if we got voter turnout at 80% in this country, 70%, 80%, the system would collapse. It's not designed for that many people to participate in it. And I think that kind of shit, that is an extremely powerful symbol to people, and also a practical and legal way to crush it. Literally fuck with it. and you know, if they're gonna just take it anyway, make them do it. Cause like, you know, oops, knocked me down here. Oh, you asshole. Blah blah blah. That sucks. Oh well. You should make them steal it. Because we're running out of time, we're running out of time, like, people, oh, we gotta get this fascist out of here. Yeah, that's true or whatever, but, like, there are pretty practical considerations. You know what I'm saying? Like, the planet is on fire. I mean, we're running up against hard environmental barriers now. That's why we don't have time to fuck around. In my opinion, more than anything. I mean, it isn't just that, like, fascism and right-wing authoritarianism will, like, entrench itself and grow more powerful the longer it's allowed to be around the levers of power. It's also that, like, we're running out of fucking time. We've got to do something about the environmental barriers that capitalism is running up against. Oh, you guys are dicks. I think I can just do this to all of you. Can't execute order. You guys aren't actually a threat to me! Because I'm decked out in, like, plate armor. Ah, ha ha ha! I mean, all that being said, if you're feeling like they are trying to steal it, and people are telling you that, you know, oh, you're helping destroy democracy because, like, you don't have any faith in elections. Fuck off with that. Fuck off with that. It's not true. It feels like they're stealing it because they kind of are. I don't know that they're, like, rigging it, but, like, a lot of this stuff, small ball and big, like, it's bad, fam. It's bad. It has an effect. It's done to suppress democracy. Crest of the Skylark. Oh, I did kind of need that.
Breeding ground. Gotta destroy it if they're to disappear for good.
That's right. I mean, I don't know that Pete declaring victory is fascist. I mean, it's definitely reeks of CIA, that's for sure. It's undemocratic. That's for damn sure. And like, radical democracy, you know, I don't know. People talk about what does socialism mean, whatever. Does it mean Medicare for all or whatever, seasoning means of production. People talk endlessly about this stuff, and those are not wrong answers necessarily. But to me, you know, broadly speaking, what socialism is really about is radical democracy. Not, I mean, not everywhere all the time. We don't need to literally vote on everything all the time, but anywhere you look in the world, democracy just don't count for much. Having a vote about things don't count for much. What most people want don't count for much. In a lot of cases, it don't just not count for much. It don't count for anything. And surely, like, that can't be the way. So, you know, until I see that equilibrium, you know, balance out a bit, more democracy, more. Especially at work. Well, we have some elections now, fortunately, as a country, compared to, like, being a monarchy, I suppose. That's all great, but still have a very clear division between, like, the private and the public realms, and the private realm continues to grow, and the public continues to shrink. I just don't think that everything that's undemocratic is necessarily fascist. I don't know what Pete's politics are. I don't know if he's a fascist. I think he's a neo-lib, honestly, but though honestly, you tug at a neo-lib, you put neoliberals in power, especially with, like, war on terror and as foreign policy and environmental crises drive. You're welcome, buddy. Begin to drive more and more refugees and changes in where people live. You know, those people, they can talk all day about being a racially inclusive country or whatever. They're going to be at the head of ICE and Border Patrol. And
let's go.
If they're thinking that they're going to be able to get away with reforming these or rolling back what these organizations are doing, it's not going to do it. You got to clean house. Abolish them institutionally. And those people, let me put it this way. The people that work at those kinds of agencies doing fascist shit right now, who are white nationalists or adjacent thereto, they are lucky that all I'm asking at this point is that they find another job. And that I'm not asking that they stand before a jury of their peers and a judge and a state's attorney to justify the ethnic cleansing that they've been participating in. They are lucky that the demand is simply, we want to abolish your organization and have you all find new jobs. Seriously. And if people want to make jokes about more than that, fine. People want more than that, fine. You know, but like, you look at the rallying cry now, it's abolish ICE. That's what we want. That's what I want. And I you know, for now, I'll stick with that. You know, that's the moderate position. That's me being fair. That's reasonable to me. More than reasonable, generous, perhaps too generous. That's all easy for me to say. They don't need to face justice. I'm not the one being ethnically cleansed. So if you really look at it that way, maybe I'm the softie, even though my position is, you know, radically different from your average or median Democrats. I'm the squish here. I am the left's moderate, coming to you, libs, to tell you that behind me, these guys, they want your blood. Why don't you start with quitting your job, making yourself scarce? And honestly, there are a couple I've seen a couple organizations where people really have quit, and they need, you know, but they're They have kids now, have a family, have mortgage bills. You know, they've raised money to find another job. I've seen worse ways to piss away money. Instead of Tom Sawyer and Mike Bloomberg, why don't they do that? Why don't they team up and just create a $25 billion fund that just spins down? It's everyone who works for ICE, CPP, whatever, you know, other organizations too, smaller. You want out? We'll pay, what, a year's salary. Plus 10% goodwill. Pay the taxes on it for you too. I mean, it would be pretty outrageous, but it would do a lot of good if you're just looking at, I mean, what, it's better than fucking a bunch of nonsense TV ads for a guy looking to bollocks the Democratic Party's nominating process. I think Bloomberg might be a real problem. I really do. I think he might be a real problem. I saw Joanne Reed. Did you ever see the clip of Joanne Reed? Where she just like wrapping up the Iowa caucuses, trying to say, oh, you know, the real winner here, Mike Bloomberg. You know, I think with Biden down, like, you know, people are looking for like a sober. Oh no! Don't hurt my friend. Ow, assholes. I'll save you. Because they'll all basically ignore you once I show up. Yeah, fuck off. You know, he just has so much money. And I don't know if you guys seen Bloomberg ads. I have. They're pretty slick, and they're progressive. They are. I'm down for abolishing the professional managerial class. I mean, obviously, you know, we need a world that, like, you know, has accountants and managers in like the most pedestrian sense, people to oversee, take charge of enterprises, projects, whatever, you know. But these people like should not be. No, I'm not trying to hurt you. These people should not be, you know, decision makers. Essentially, you know, management has its place. It does. I've managed stuff. Sometimes you need a guy just come in and say, no, we gotta do it this way, not that way. No, it's gotta go like this. We gotta do it like this. You know, that kind of thing. But it's and getting good at like coordinating people, scheduling, logistics, all this kind of stuff. You know, obviously we're always gonna need this. That's never going away. But like those people should not be the governing class. For damn sure. That's fucking problems. And we're way down that road. We have like fetishized that sort of expertise as visionary in some way. If you listen to my Hooter episode, we've been doing that for 100 years. At least. Oh, so competent. So progressive. Got so many plans. Anyway, what the fuck is this? You guys, you wolves, you're dead, and then I'm logging off. Imagine these are rats, and I'm owning the shit out of them. Fucking pest control. You, done. You, bye-bye. You, no more stealing votes. You over there, you're done. You over there, take a hike. And you, I will see you later. Good night. Alright, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you next time. Wait. Up. Okay, yes. Oh man, I forgot to talk about the Nina Turns thing. Next time. Next time.